Happy Sunday, everyone! Welcome to another short Sunday. Thank you so much for joining. Reptane, hi there! Nice seeing you here. Thank you for joining. I hope you're doing well. Everyone, I hope you all are doing very well. It is raining, by the way, over here. Finally, because it was way too hot. It decided to rain. There is a chance I might lose internet connection because of the weather, so if the stream suddenly goes kapoof, that's the reason why, basically. That is very good, Riptane. Awesome. It's very good. So yeah, guys, I am starting about an hour later. About an hour late today, because there was an event on Truckers MP, and I was helping run that event, and that ended shortly ago. So yeah, that's why. Anyway, let's get started. I will be resuming works on that picture that I have been working on for the past few Sundays, but today specifically I am no longer going to be working on sketching, because that is done. I have finished that. Today I start the process of drawing the final line art with vectors on CorelDRAW. 10 burgers. I love me a good burger, Reptane. Not gonna lie. Still feel the oil smoking. Oh boy, it was so worth it. Oh, I love burgers. I just like meat in general. I suppose I can say that I am a carnivore. But yeah, I could go for a beef right now, a steak. I have been doing that event for quite a few hours, and I actually haven't had the time to eat anything before starting the stream here now. Which, by the way, that is one of the reasons why I am likely not gonna go beyond 3 hours of stream today, which is the usual minimum amount of time that I stream for on Sundays. Tiny high five, I know, right? High five. Let me see. I have just changed the thickness of the. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Not the thickness. The. Afric. What is the name of that thing again? This. The whatever this is. Which basically defines how much of a corner lines like this are gonna have. So yeah, I want a very pointy corner. I do not want this grid line here though. Let's see, view enhanced. Ah, much better. Second hand veggie. My only stuff, maybe it's grass. I was thinking of something along those lines, Reptane. Like people sometimes say that, Mike, you should eat more healthy, and I'm like, but I eat healthy. I only eat healthy bovine. You know, only the healthiest meats. But yeah. So, like I said, today I will be working with just vector lines. Now, the problem with vector lines is that, and I have said this a few times before, the problem with these things is that they are not difficult to make, and the end result is incredibly useful for me. It makes my job when working with Photoshop a lot, like a very big lot easier. But the problem is, draw these vector lines takes time. It is time consuming, which at least in my case I personally find to be not exactly boring, but it is definitely not my most favorite part of my drawing process. But it has to be done. Now let's see, where shall I begin here? So we essentially have 3 characters on this picture. We have Thunder Skies, which is in a separate layer basically. And we have Silvertrot over there. I think I will start with Silvertrot, just because he is behind Thunder Skies. Not that I can't do Thunder Skies first, but that I would have to move some of these layers around so I could see the sketch. Yeah, I think I'm going to begin with Silvertrot. So let's move Thunder Skies back. And I'm going to leave the Creeper for last, I suppose. Do vector by text, and I'll do flags. Vector by text? What do you mean? Also, what thickness of line am I gonna want here? Maybe number 4 is going to be enough? Oh yeah, number 4 is fine. Number 4 is fine. Where shall we begin on silver here? SVG files. Oh, I see. I never worked with SVG files, to be honest. I think I'm going to begin with his ear. Yeah, I'm going to begin with his ear. Now, shall I do a single line, or shall I do a single line and pointify this part and this part, or shall I do it as in multiple lines going around and then making that look like a single line? That would make it easier with these ends here, because then I would not have to pointify them. But getting this shape here correct, that can be a little tough. I think I'm gonna do a single line and then just pointify these ends here. So let's begin. Let's draw these anchor points here and there. Number 4 might be a little too thick, actually. I might have to drop this to number 3. Drawing these stuff. Yeah, I mean, drawing the vectors is not difficult either. It's just time consuming. Let me see if number 3 is yeah, number 3 is going to be better. Alright, let's convert these things to curve. Just watch, I'm gonna take 3 hours to draw only half of Silvertrot. And I bet that's what what's going to happen. I'm not complaining. I just really don't find this to be the most exciting part of my drawing process, which is divided basically in 3 parts: sketching on Microsoft Paint, or technically 4 if we also consider the process of doodling, which I don't actually consider that as a separate thing. So there's sketching on Paint, which is what I have been doing for the past couple Sundays. Then there's the vectorization process of the line arts, which is what I'm doing here right now, which is basically just drawing vector lines over the sketch, so I have the final line, what I call the final line art. And then the coloring and shading, you know, the final stages in Photoshop, which is where then I send these vector lines as PNG files to Photoshop, so I can color everything, do the shading, effects, and all that stuff. And that is my favorite part. That and sketching, these two are my favorite parts. The vectorization part, not so much. But hey, that's the way to do things for now. So that's what it's gotta be. I think this line here for this ear is done. I kind of feel like the shape over here could use a little work. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like this part of here, this part is not quite right. Yeah, I think I see a very subtle corner right here. There must not be corners. It must be smooth, very round. Okay, I think this here should work. Now, let's pointify. And for those of you who are new or and have no idea what the hell I am talking about when I say pointify a line or pointification, that is when you see how this black line ends flat over here and flat over there. Excuse me. The pointification, what I call pointification, obviously I made up that term, but the pointification process is when I have these flat lines. I mean, when I have a line ending on a flat like this, and I draw another line, usually triangular, like like this, there and there, with a hairline thickness. So I go like this. Is this really hairline thickness? Oh my, it is. It's way thicker than I thought it would be. That's what she said. Anyway, the pointification process is when I do this. Obviously I'm not finished here. So I can have the line end in a very sharp point like this here. It doesn't make much sense, but it's gonna make more sense when you actually see it. I have been talking quite a lot while helping run that event on Truckers MP, so my voice is a little tired. And that is not helping with explaining. Alright, let's adjust this, make it as round as I can make it. Now this corner here, this black corner, must match the edge of the blue line as much as possible. Okay, this seems to be fine. Very good. Oops. There. And same thing must happen on this side over here. See how we can see some of the blue going beyond the black right here, but not here, and instead on this very corner here we see the black poking out. That must not happen. So let's try and fix that. Both the black and the blue lines, they must match as much as possible. Okay, this might be enough actually. I know this here we can see the blue line, but that is fine, because down here, as it merges with the black line, it actually seems to be seamless. And once I have both of these lines be the same color, in theory, this black thing that I just drew here should seem to be the exact same line as the blue line. This is way too pointy though. It needs to be a little different. Less pointy, that's what I mean. Yeah, I think that will do. Alright. So here's the pointification. So I have just done this black thing over the blue line, and we can see that flat end of the blue line over here. So now what I gotta do is select the blue line, find a place within the black one where the blue line does not show at all, and I think this here is fine. So let's create a new anchor point right here and delete this one down there. Now if I change the blue line back to black, it seems to be one single line, and as you can see, it ends on a sharp end over here. And this, my friends, is what I am talking about when I say pointify, pointification, pointification process, that made up term. Although this here and here is way too flat, can I make... that's kind of worse. This is one of those lines that if the more I try to fix, the worse it is going to become. So let's just leave it like that. And when I send this to Photoshop, I think this is still not good enough, I can just use the eraser to shave off a little bit of the black. So no big deal. Which I might end up doing, because this is also a little bit way too long. Way much longer than it should. Now let's do the same thing with this other line, with this other side here. The reason why I changed the original line into blue is just so I can see what I am doing with the black line during the pointification process. I can use any color, just choose to use blue for this. Alright, let's put an anchor point right there. Go up. And this over here. And go around. And whoop, there we go. Now change this thickness to hairline. Convert to curves. And then give it a shape. See, this is why I changed the color to blue. Could be red. No problem, I just choose blue. But that's just so I can see what I am doing with this triangular shape thing here. Because if I had the blue line still be black, well, the hell am I looking at here, right? I can't see anything. So yeah, contrast. I changed the color for contrast. Let's bring this over here. Again, that must match as much as possible. Same thing over here. Oh, I think this is just perfect. Yep, it is. For now, anyway. It might change when I change the direction of the line. Alright. Let's bring this one further in a little bit, as well as this one. Actually, no, that one goes back. Okay, yeah, this seems to be quite fine, except for here, the black is not matching the edge of the blue, so let's try and sort that out. Maximum zoom. Nope, the black went beyond. There we go. There we go, now that's what I'm talking about. Alright, let's see where I can do the cutoff of the blue line. Over here seems to be like a good spot. And boom. Now select all three, group them together, and we have half an ear. Lovely. Let's ungroup this because I want to group it together with the inner line over here. Now for this part here, for this part, I am going to use what I call multiple lines. It's still technically just one, but I just go around like this. Now this one is going to have a hairline thickness, because what I will do here is I will have one line go on one side of the sketch line like that. Yep. And this other one will go on the other side. Just like this. Okay, now this is not quite correct, and I can't make a line any thinner than this, and this is way too thick. So to sort that out, I will fill and then remove the outline, and now I have just the inside of that thing I have just made here. And as we can see, it looks like a line. Brilliant. Now I can select everything here, group them, and voila, we have a pony ear. That's a cute ear. I like it. Alright, let's save. Always remember to save your progress, whatever you're doing. Save your progress frequently. Let me drink a sip of water. I haven't drunk anything while doing that event. I mean, I haven't drunk anything while doing that event. Now then. Oh, one important thing that I have to bear in mind is that I have to not only draw these vector lines, but I have to draw them while at the same time preparing each section of these characters to be used as separate layers on Photoshop, which means that Silvertrot's mane, for example, over here, I think I want this to be a separate layer from his head, and possibly the horn as well. So what I'm thinking here is to have the ear, his head, plus the neck over here be on a single layer. So I'll draw just this section first, then export that as a PNG file to use that as a layer on Photoshop. Oh, there's also his goatee over here. And then I draw the mane, export that as a separate file. Then the horn, export that as a separate file. His bandana should go along with the neck and head, or could also be a completely separate layer. Not actually necessary, but I could make it that way. It would be an extra layer, but should help with shading. The body will be a layer in itself. Both of his left legs, however, I should probably have those be on a layer of their own as well. Even though this leg here in particular is technically part of the same section over here, his right legs would be a separate a layer on their own, but there is no line separating the legs, his right legs, from the left legs on this side here. But there's his tail. His tail is going to be a separate layer, so I can get away by drawing a line cutting off over here, which will then be hidden away by the tail. That way I can shade his left legs completely independently from his right legs, and therefore his body as well. That way whatever I do on one side of his body does not affect the other, and vice versa. Yeah, I think I would do that. I'm not sure what to do about his goatee though, because his goatee obviously goes on his head, but it is also going over his neck a little bit. I mean, no problem. It's just that I'm thinking in terms of shading, because whatever I do with the... Wait a second. Why am I overthinking this? I mean, I'm not exactly overthinking, but I am thinking as if I am going to be doing soft shading here, and I have already decided that for this picture I want a hard shading and no more. Oh, that's why. Although I did decide to use only hard shading on this picture, I also thought of doing a soft shaded version of this thing. So I want to have the soft shaded version and the hard shaded version, because I want to use this picture as my first Your Character Here commission. So that's why I was thinking soft shading here. Okay. So yeah, the thing with soft shading here, if I don't separate the goatee, is that whatever shading and lighting I do to this part of his body over here, Silvertrot's, I will have to figure out a way to do it independently for the neck, independently from the goatee, I mean. So whatever I do to the neck and his jaw over here does not affect the goatee, and vice versa. Oh well. We'll figure that out later. Let's draw the back of his head. I was using a thickness of number 3 for the ear, right? Right. So let's start with a line over here. Drop an anchor point there. Let's bring it down around. Let's stop this line over. Actually, no. Let's bring the line all the way down like this, because this is going to be hidden away by the bandana. So no big deal there. You know what? Let's continue this line from here and go around there. And yes, I know this is going to be appearing through the ear. I will sort that out in a moment. So this is going to curve, go around. Let's make an anchor point here, perhaps. Drop another anchor point here. Now we have his snout. Now for his mouth. This part here, I might need an extra line. Okay. Oh, thunder. Nice. Alright, let's start this here with just a line going by. And end this over here. That's like a low poly 3D model. Oh, I forgot to change the thickness of the line. Has to be number 3. Would number 2 be better? Nah, number 3 it is. Put this here. Now I can change the shapes. Is that the music for that pony fighting game? It is. It's not actually a pony game. I mean, it started as a pony game, but it's not a pony game anymore. So yeah, for those of you guys on the stream who might be wondering what the soundtrack that I am playing is, it is a soundtrack for this game, Them's Fighting Herds. It's a really fun game. I love this game. I suck at it, but it's great. I miss playing this. I should play it at some point. I thought about playing this on a stream at some point, but I'm way too bad at fighting games. I would just embarrass myself in front of everyone. I am literally the definition of a button masher when it comes to fighting games. I really cannot memorize any combos. I learned a few moves for Oleander, which is this character over here, but it's hard to remember. Yeah, I'm not a good fighting game player. Like Age of Empires. I love Age of Empires, but I am terrible at it. The annoying thing is that although I like the games, I end up getting myself frustrated. Oh, you've managed to get your hands on the original Reptane. Nice. I got a recreation of the original, but I don't think it. I don't know if it's the same. Probably not quite. I have to say though, Them's Fighting Herds, it is really well made. Okay, let's make a line, an anchor point there, I mean. Another one there. Okay. See, now his head is starting to take a shape. I mean. Stop following the entire fandom. Wow. But I mean, you stopped following the fandom because of the DMCA, or it was just a coincidence that by that point you no longer felt the interest to keep following stuff. Oops. Okay, so here we have a little bit of a problem, which I know how to correct. But as you can see here, guys, on his snout, the line is going way too down over here, and then there's this corner going here. This part here is fine, but this section here, it is completely wrong. So, to fix that, let's bring the line up a bit. And oh, I might not actually have to do what I thought I was gonna have to do here, because I was gonna say that to fix this I would have to move the line up and then make a couple anchor points and then delete some others, but apparently that's not gonna be the case. Well, maybe just a little bit. Let's make an anchor point here and another one here. And now delete this one. And now this one. Yeah, I think that looks a little better. Yeah, by the time it was the last drop on the barrel, Hasbro started being pretty hostile with music takedowns all over the family. Yeah, I remember that time. Although in fairness, at least in regard, not that I am defending Hasbro, but at least in fairness in regards to fighting is magic, I get it. I get their point of view, at least from a franchise standpoint, because I'm mostly sure that I'm pretty sure that they did that mostly just because the lawyers saw that and their eyes filled with money signs like in cartoons. But I digress. In fairness, from a franchise standpoint, considering that technically My Little Pony is a thing made for children, they saw a fighting game and they thought, hey, we don't want any violence being associated with our IP, so this here has our IP in it, so it has to stop. So yeah. Looking from this point of view, I think it is safe to say it was fair to an extent, but yeah. I'm very glad, however, that the project was salvaged, and actually I think it turned out way better than what Fighting is Magic was ever gonna become. I mean, have you ever played Them's Fighting Herds? It is really good. The music's really good. The characters are very well designed. Laurie Faust, the very same person who designed My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the ponies in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, the Generation 4 of MLP, she is the one who reached out to the team that was working on Them's Fighting, not Them's Fighting Herds, on Fighting is Magic, and said, hey, do you guys want a hand? I will design the characters for you, let's make this happen. She is the reason why the project went forward and became what it is. And she designed the characters for Them's Fighting Herds, and they look so cute. I love them. When they killed the game, I thought, okay, F it. I'm not my husband to defend them. Yeah. But I mean, have you played Them's Fighting Herds, Riptane? It is actually really good. Trust me on that. It is really good. A little too late. Yeah, unfortunately. But hey, could be worse. Hey Daniel, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? You came in just in time to hear us talk crap on Hasbro. Yeah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Them's Fighting Herds, a really good game. I should play that on the stream at some day. even if I am going to embarrass myself. I could do story mode, because obviously if I play against players on multiplayer, I'm gonna get my butt handed over to me. Oh boy, I mean, I could barely handle single player myself. Well, it's too hard. If I play it, I'll have to play on easy. It's not that it was hard, it's just I am just that bad with fighting games. That's the issue. Okay, so the basics for his head are almost complete. Let's just finish his jaw over here and then draw this detail line going by. And now this has to curve down, and this curves up and forward. It worked. Close. That's no problem with thing. I got it. Get crazy! Salve! Welcome to the stream, happy Sunday. Thank you for joining. How are you doing? My Little Pony? Oh, you mean My Little Pony, Daniel? Yes. Well, sorta. I'm not drawing characters from the show or the franchise. These are my very own my very own characters. Get crazy! Thank you so much for the follow. That is really appreciated. Okay, this is mostly done. Not quite yet. The curve over here, this section, is not exactly what I would call good. I mean, it's not bad, it's just not good enough. Like, this part here needs to go up a little bit more, but without creating this very subtle corner right here. So, the way to sort that out, while keeping this line here with the curvature that I needed to have, is this. Also, this over here, this is not quite right. Let's make an anchor point right here, another one right here, and one here. Also one over, no, yeah, just that one. Now, his original one goes away, as well as this one here. And what happens if I remove this one now? Okay, that was a bad idea. Okay, yeah, that there's fine. It was a single event that broke my interest in everything coming from Hasbro Improvement. I'm very sorry about that, Retain. But I completely get your point. It was indeed a very upsetting thing. But again, like I said, thankfully, thanks to the help of Lauren Faust, that project got picked back up and turned into an amazing thing. Should have just done the false route from the beginning. When you say the false route from the beginning, you mean what Faust helped make the project turn into? So, you know, them fighting herds as it is? Or are you referring to the show? I'm assuming you're talking about the game. Okay, I need to turn this black line into blue so I can see what the heck I'm doing here. The game, yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm not quite sure if at the time, if they had reached to Faust right away, if they would actually get anything done. Or maybe they would, I don't know. What I do know is that it was awesome of her to willingly reach out and say, hey guys, what you're doing here is very good, let's make it happen. Alright, so this here is quite fine, but at the same time not quite. The thickness of what is going to become a single line is okay. The problem is these pointy ends over here, they are way too long. I can't... What if I do this? Yeah, this might work. My concern with going this way is in regards to when I have to remove this part of the line over here. Oops. I know, right? And I mean, really, she is so good at designing characters. These are so freaking good. My favorite is Oleander. Oleander, and second, Tianhuo. Tianhuo, is that her name? Yeah, I think that's her name, Tianhuo. This over here. They are really well designed. I kind of wish there was a TV show, a cartoon, with these characters sometimes. Just because they are so nice. But that's never gonna happen. That would be asking way too much. And besides, what would the show exactly be about? I mean, these characters, they are fighting each other for a reason in the lore of the game. Like, what would they do in the show? Just fight each other in every episode? It makes no sense. It would get boring very quickly if done that way. Okay, I need to remove just a little bit more of the corner over here. And okay, I think this is fine as it is. Like I said before, damage was already done. Yeah, that is... wait, that's too bad, Retain. The new My Little Pony movie for Generation 5 is actually really good though. I watched it last night. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I liked it. It's a good start for this next generation. Hopefully the show that will follow is gonna be just as good, if not better. Break apart. Okay, now I have just isolated this chunk of the blue line from the rest. Let's remove it. And okay, I need to remove a little bit more. There. Gotta remove a little bit more. This bit here must not be showing. Although I won't watch. It's Hasbro. Oh, that's too bad, Retain. Too bad. But I understand you. I don't blame you. Although, do watch out for that salt. It might not be good for your pressure. I'm just joking. Okay. So I have managed to remove that chunk of blue line that was going right here. This black here has to stay. But now we have another problem. Because I had to cut the blue line here and there. Now we have a missing portion of the blue line right here and a tiny bit over there. How to fix that? How the frick do I fix that? Well, I draw more lines, I guess. So let's see, let's draw a line right here. Let's make this one red so I can see it. And let's make it a hairline thickness. So again, I can see it. Convert to curve. Let's put it over there. And let's put it over here actually. Okay, now let's stretch it. move this over here. And this might be enough. I am essentially patching these lines. Once I change these colors back to black, hopefully, if I am doing this correct, these gaps that I am patching will appear to be seamlessly the exact same line as it was before, except without that chunk over here. And hopefully I can make this work correctly. Now for this here, I will have to draw a triangle. Wait, has G4 ended? It has. Unfortunately, I wish it had gone to a 10th season, but I am happy with what we got. Yes, I was talking about the Generation 5 thing. Generation 5 just begun. And I have to say, Generation 4, the show, that was an experience. I was actually crying by the end of that show because it was so freaking good. So good. And the movie for Generation 5 has had a very good start. Almost had me crying here and there. Almost, but not quite. I really hope that the show for Generation 5 is going to be just as good, if not better, than Friendship is Magic was for Generation 4. I really hope. But yeah, Gen 4 has ended, and Generation 5 literally just started. Like, the movie... When did the movie come out? 2 days ago, I think? Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago. So the movie that I'm talking about, it basically kicks off the events for Generation 5. Introduces the characters, makes a little bridge between the end of Generation 4 and 5. Well, not exactly that, but without giving spoilers, it does acknowledge the events that took place in Friendship is Magic. The movie does acknowledge that Friendship is Magic did happen, and the events that happened there were important, very, very important. Actually, extremely important. Okay, this is almost right, just not quite. Oh frick. Gotta click that. Okay, I am having a few troubles here. Let's kill this anchor and repointify this over here. You know, I should be using red so I can actually see what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so the problem that I was having here is that this part of the line does not seem to be going in the correct direction it must go. Now that I can actually see what I'm doing, I should be able to fix that. So let's move that up and this down. And let's bring this anchor point down a bit, yeah. Let's bring this closer to the anchor. And okay, I think this will work. Let's color everything black and see if what I did here actually does work. Ah, there we go, it does. See, this is what I was talking about. With the patches, it now seems to still be the exact same line as it was before. Good, now let's just pointify this part here, and it should be done with this section of his head. Let's see, I want the first anchor points to be right here. Now the second one here, the third one further over there, and back to the first one, and close the triangle. Hairline thickness as before. Convert these things to curve and give it a shape. Okay, bring this up a bit. Nice. That one. This here must go down. Okay, no, never mind that. Alright, this here must be moved like this a bit. Okay, and I think this is fine. Let's fill this with black and find a spot on the blue line for the cutoff. And I think right here is going to be a good spot. Ah, a wrong anchor. There we go. There we go. Nice. Now over here, this line going inside the ear. Let's sort that out. Let's make an anchor point right here, where the black line intersects with the blue line, and another one right here, very close to this one. Actually, maybe I should be able to... Nah, let's make one here. Yeah. And break apart. Break apart, select this and delete. No, I could have used this anchor point. I was concerned that if I used this anchor point here instead of making this new one, that the end of this part of the line would actually be poking out of the black line here, but not so. Well, since I started this way, let's keep going. And there we go. Turn this back to black. Save. I haven't saved in a while. There we go. And there we have it. Silvertrot's head is almost complete now. Let's draw his nostril real quick, and then I will draw his eye. A cute little nostril. Now for this one I will have to use that trick of filling this with color and then removing the outline. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Much better. Let's make this a little thicker. Not too much. Just enough. There we go. That's a nostril. Summer during season 5. Yeah, there was a good chunk of people who dropped by season 5. But believe me, the show got even better beyond season 5. Season 5 was one of the best seasons, but I think the later seasons were the best. Probably, I think my favorite might have been season 7 or 8. Oh, didn't I come up with a new method for drawing eyes last time I did this? I think I did. What the heck was it? The way I usually always drew eyes was by, in the vectorization process, to just draw a line here and then on Photoshop turn the eye socket into essentially just a hole in which I would then draw the eye behind. That works. The problem I always had with that method, at least in regards to when I draw ponies, was in regards to the shading. Then I came up with a new method to draw specifically pony eyes. What was it? I have to remember, because if I decide to go that route, I have to work on that now. Like literally now. I have to do that on this point of the art, of the making of this art. Well, then again, there is this line going a little over the eye, so that could cause a little bit of conflict. I think that at least for Silver Trout over here, I will go the old way. I will probably regret this choice later, but that's what I'm gonna go with now. So let's make this line right like this. Nice. Up like that. Am I gonna have to do the thingy? Yeah, I'm gonna. There we go. I did the thingy. The thingy. Alright, let's make this a little thicker now. Oops. Okay, is this fine? Is this good? Yeah, I guess it is. Alright, about this eye now. Oops. Let's begin with an anchor point over here. My stream is fine. I mean, it seems to be. Let me refresh the page on the other computer. I have it open on the other PC here. Yeah, it seems to be working fine. Just started buffering on both Wi-Fi and mobile connection. Could be a hiccup. Because OBS is reporting a good connection right now, as is Twitch itself, it seems. Yeah, it could have been a hiccup. Then again, like I said at the start of the stream, it is raining here, so the weather could influence a little bit on my connection today. Amber, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. Hello there. Thank you for joining. Nice seeing you here. Good in your end. That is good. Yeah, I think it was just a hiccup. Could have been either Twitch that had the hiccup, or just actually my internet because of the weather. I'm so glad it is finally raining. What I am drawing today? Today I am drawing the vector lines that will become the final line arts that I will use to color and shade this picture on Photoshop. Last Sunday I have finished drawing the sketch for this. Now I'm drawing the line arts with vectors. This is really good, but it's so time consuming. Like I have been working on this for over an hour already, and I haven't even finished Silver Trout's head over here. And to have an idea, this is more or less what this picture should look like when finished. Obviously it's gonna have a background and all that stuff, but this is the general sketch. As my two pony characters. Silvertrot, the light gray one, and Thundersky is his brother, this other one here with a darker coat. The idea being that they are playing Minecraft together, they are in a world, they've just started the game, and Thundersky hears a creeper about to explode, and he says, "Hey, I think I hear one of those ring creatures." And Silver, who is actually facing the creeper on the other side, says, "Yeah, think?" Right there. And I actually really do want to use this as one of those your character here type of commissions. I want to try doing that stuff, and I think this is going to be a good way to start. And hopefully that will actually sell, because I have been reopened for commissions since September last year, but so far I only got one order. It completely includes Wi-Fi and Twitch. Well, so long as it is working again, good thing. If you want to alert and watch this process, you are very welcome to do so, Amber. Very, very, very much so. Do bear in mind, however, that it is not exactly what I would call exciting. It is time-consuming, and I personally find this to be a little bit boring. Well, not exactly boring, but like I said, very time-consuming. Not my most favorite part. I literally watch in 160p, just so I can watch where I am. A graphic designer as well. I can tell what he's doing. Why are you watching on 160p though? I am streaming on 720. Well, I am capturing on 1080. Sorry, at 1080, but I'm streaming at 720. Anything higher it buffers. Oh, so your internet is not managing? Oh, I see. It's your internet. Yeah, I remember when I had low speeds. Not fun. I remember when I had to upload ban evidences for Truckers MP on less than 1 megabit of upload speed. It was a pain, but I did it. 40 kbps. Jesus. Don't they serve higher speeds where you live? Because you sound like you are way overdue for an upgrade. Oh, that sucks, Amber. Okay, so for the most part, middle of nowhere, quite literally. Oh, I see. Okay, so for the most part, this eye is technically complete. I do have to close the gaps that I have down here and down there. The thing is, the style in which I draw pony eyes, I would need another line going by here. And this is also part of the reason why I usually have problems with shading when I draw eyes like this and I do the shading on them on Photoshop, because I color the line art a slightly darker shade of the same color of the body part where that line is going by. So for example, Silvertrot, his coat color is a very light shade of gray, like you can see here on this sketch again. It is a very light shade of gray. So the line art going here, for example, and here, and his ear here also, his head here, all of these, they're also going to be a very light shade of gray, just a darker shade than the one that his fur is. And the thing is, do that on the eye it just does not look very good. It works when I'm drawing dragons, but when I draw ponies, for some reason, somehow it does not work. Which is why I came up with that new method of drawing eyes that I mentioned, that I cannot remember for the life of me. So that's fun. Just getting on everything, just can't exactly do everything due to internet. Well, hopefully at some point you'll be able to get higher speeds there, Amber. Still, could be worse. At least you have internet. Could be one of those middle of nowhere places that have no internet at all. Or even worse, dial-up. Then again, yeah, I don't know which is worse, having dial-up or no internet at all. So hopefully soon. That's the spirit. I am probably going to regret this, but let me try. No, you know what? No, stop. Stop, Mike. Stop. Just patch those two gaps. Let me just patch those two gaps. The way I will have to sort out this issue, at least in regards to Silver's eye, is by changing colors of the same line on Photoshop. I have done it before, and it seems I'll have to do it again for this one. Is this enough patching? I hope so. Yeah, this should be enough patching. Now let's patch this gap here, and I should be done with this eye. For the most part, anyway. Let's drop this thickness to hairline. I'm being a bit silent now because I am reading the chat as well while trying to do this, guys. Just so you know. Also, I'm drawing vectors. There's not much to talk about on here. Okay, let's see if these patches work. And they do. They do work. Okay, now. I am really bothered with this eye here. This is not quite good. It will work fine for drawing this with just hard shading, but for the soft shaded version of this picture that I will be doing, it's not gonna bode well. I am unhappy with this. The shape of the eye is fine. Just the way that I'm doing this is not right. You know what? Let me save. Let me save. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open the previous file that I drew, where I did draw the eye in this way that I'm trying to remember, and I can't. If that makes any sense to you. Basically what I want to do here is see what I did there, so I can replicate it here. The only problem now is, I can't remember what that picture was. I have to look at my DeviantArt. I think I did it that way for birthday wishes. If it wasn't for birthday wishes, it was for holiday wishes. Let me take a look at Silver's eye here. Yeah, I did that for this picture. So birthday wishes it is. Let's go to birthday wishes. Here we go, birthday wishes. Where is the vector stuff? Here, line arts, alpha 1. Okay, let's see what the heck I have done here. Oh, I see. I see. So what I did here, let me open birthday wishes, the final version of the picture. So what I did here is, you see this black line that goes around his eye, and same thing for little galoshes over here. That's part of their style. So what I did here was, I drew with vectors just that black line here, and then on Photoshop I drew on a separate layer beneath that and over the actual head, I drew the eye. Was that it? Let me open the Photoshop file to check. We're voting today. Voting for what thing? President? Oh, and the German government. I see. Here in Brazil, we will be doing that for president next year. Okay, let's take a look here at Silver Trot, specifically his eye. Yeah, that's it. That is it. If I had this group, it looks like he's just he just has his eyes closed. It's cute. I like cute. Let's see, eye white. Yes, that is exactly what I did. So I had his head completely solid, no eye socket. I drew the eye over it like this. There's the pupil, there's the iris, the effects obviously all completely separate and over everything there. But the catch is this vector line that I drew. Okay, so that's it. That's it. She's been in charge for 16 years. Whoa. That's a lifetime for many people. Quite a long time. For how long does a chancellor? For how long does one is one supposed to stay in power? How did she manage 16? If she was supposed to be to stay there for only 4. Okay, this here can be closed now because I now know what the heck I am supposed to be doing here. Won 4 times in a row. Ah, so they can re-elect, run for another election more than twice. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so now I know how I should do the eye. My question is, wait, what is my question? This line here is going to be on the same layer as the entire head, okay? The eye itself, the eyeball, I will be drawing over the layer of the eye. That is going to be a layer in itself and is going to be drawn over this. Now the problem is, this line here, which is representing his cheek, is supposed to be going over the eyeball a little bit. I have to figure out how to separate the eyeball from this line here on Photoshop when I go there, without causing a gap to come into existence between the line art and the layer that will be the eye. Now let's delete this line and those two patches that I drew, because those are not going to be necessary anymore. Oh, I have not drawn that line in the sketch. I'll just wing it. I'll just wing it and hopefully it will work. Should that end here? That is my question. Oh, look at this! Look at this spiral. That is cute. I'm gonna add this to my collection. I did not open the browser to check on art. I opened the browser to check on a previously drawn silver trout before. What am I saying? On a silver trout that I drew before, to see where I should stop that line. Let's take a look at this one here. Here's an example of what I was talking about in regards to using this new method of drawing eyes and the old method of drawing eyes. So this one here, I drew the old way. What am I doing? I can just zoom in. Oh my god! I can just zoom in like this, so we can have a very close look at Silver's face here. Okay, here's an example of what I was talking about. See the black line here outlining his eye up here and there? That is fine. That is exactly what I was doing, what I was checking on that other picture, birthday wishes, and what I am going to be doing here right now. But you can see here this darker gray line that then turns into white over here. This is the problem that I run into if I just draw a line going all around here and then I actually have an eye socket on the layer, and then I make this into a hole and I draw the eye inside that. When I color the line art, this happens. All of this here is one single line going all around, defining his eye socket. And because I had to color it black over here and then white over here to match the eyeball, this gray line is just it does not look good. Silver looks absurdly adorable here, but that line, it bothers me. That is exactly why I came up with that different way of drawing eyes for ponies. So yeah, let's look at birthday wishes again. See, that issue does not happen here, because it couldn't, because the line is simply not there at all. We only have the black outline, and the white over here, that is exactly the way it's supposed to be, because it is not a line, it's just the eyeball itself. Anyway, this is nice. Okay, let's leave that open for now. So stop the line over here should be fine. Let's drop the thickness of this to hairline and go around like this. Convert to curve, and let's give this a shape. There we go. Now you might be wondering, but Mike, if you are so keen on not actually drawing the eye, like you have just described, but rather just the outline with vectors. Why have you even bothered drawing the eye on the sketch? Well, very simple. I need to know where the eye is. That is why. I need to know where the eye is. After all, how else would I draw these lines? I mean, it would be possible. It just would not be easy. Okay, this line is way too thick. Let's fill this up with black and remove the outline. Now this is better. Now I just gotta get these shapes correct. There. Let's expand this way. Oh no, never mind. Remove this anchor point instead. Okay. Now I can do this. Now I can do this. Yes. Okay, if I remove that anchor point, that's bad news. So let's make a new anchor point here. So this section does not get messed up. And now I can delete this one up there, because I need to move this up like so. And a little forward. So since 1982, we only had 3 different chancellors. Only 3? In nearly 40 years? Whoa. No offense, but talk about lack of variety. Okay, this here is almost correct. Almost. Okay, this needs to be a little thicker up there. Let's manually move this like this a little bit. Maybe if I make an anchor point around here somewhere, that might be helpful. Yeah, let's make one right here. And delete this one. Nice! The line basically fixed itself into position. The position I needed to have, that is. Okay, there we have it. Is this the way I want this to be exactly? Should I have this line to be going down a little bit more here, maybe? Maybe. Let me compare with a couple other pictures. Just to make sure. Let's open Holiday Wishes again. And got badges. The resolution on this comic is absurdly big. Okay. It looks weird with black line arts. I'm not used to drawing stuff with just black line arts. I'm used to coloring the lines. Makes it look more natural, you know? Yeah, that line needs to go a little further down. So, to not mess up this area over here and everything else, let's make an anchor point right here and another one up there, and pull this anchor point all the way down to this point over here. Now that I have messed up everything on this side, see, this is why this here is the exact reason why I put these 2 anchor points on the very top of the eye there. Helmut Kohn, 82 to 98. That's a long time. Gerhard Schroeder, 98 to 05, and Angel of Miracle. Wow, Helmut Kohn has been charged for a very long time. I was born in 1988, and he was already in charge. I mean, he was still in charge. I don't know if it's a bad thing or a good thing, but I don't remember ever hearing the name Gerhard, I hope I pronounced this correctly, Gerhard Schroeder in the news when I was a kid. Merkel, however, she's on the news all the time. And again, if that is a good thing or bad thing, I'm not the one to tell. Nor do I care if I'm honest. I don't like politics. Is this good? Is this right? Yeah, I think it seems to be fine. Oh, guys, you know what I can do here? You know how I was talking about how I am concerned about how I will be going about drawing the eyeball and having that work with this line here? What I can do is have another version of this vector. I finished this, export, and have it be the way it is right now. And no, wait a second. Wait. I was gonna say that I could draw on a different version for another file. I could draw a line, a very thin line going by here, and another one going by here, and then around here, where it defines the boundaries of the eyeball. So I can select that and use that as a reference for the eye. But then I realized, would it be much easier to just paste this line over the eye after the after the eyeball has been drawn, and then just simply erase whatever is down here? I think that is going to be simpler. Queen Elizabeth. Rookie numbers. I see what you did there. How old is the Queen anyway? I have no idea what her age is. Should I draw Silver's teeth on a separate layer, perhaps? I think I will. That way I can do their shading without affecting anything else, and vice versa. Born 5. Well, one thing for sure, she is old. Well, let's find out what is her actual age. I was gonna go on Google, but let's just ask the phone so I can keep working here. How old is Queen Elizabeth II?
95 years old.
Oh, she's just 1 year older than my dad. First of April. So wait. April 26. Yeah, that's right. Now wait a second. What am I saying? She is older than my dad just by a few months. Not just a year, just months. I'm going to be drawing now Silver's neck and part of his chest. But this goes behind his goatee over there. How am I gonna do that goatee without... I know. I would draw the line, this line, as it should be, and then I would draw the goatee over it, and then I would just erase the piece, the part of the line that will be appearing behind the goatee, which it should not be showing there. Yeah, let's do that. Also, this line, this needs to go. Ah, frick, not like that. Oh my god. I need to have this go behind his leg a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. Are you talking about my dad or your dad? Yeah, my dad's he's gonna turn 95 this November. Also, I put this thing on the wrong place, so that's fun. There, this should go there. Let's turn this red so I can see. There we go. That should work. And curve this to this side a little bit. Put this there, make an anchor point right here. Go up here. New anchor point right there. And now we change this. Okay, this should work. Now, to ensure that this part and this part are actually curved correctly, I will remove these anchor points. And let's make a new one here, because if I remove this one, the line is going to mess up. So let's have another one there. And voila! Okay, now let's turn this line into blue and draw the goatee. Now the thing with the goatee, however, is that I am concerned with how I will go about doing the shading of this thing. I do not want the shading on the goatee to affect the shading on the neck, or the shading on the neck to affect the goatee. I think that is unavoidable. Oh well, whatever. If it has to be, it has to be. So let's just draw some lines like so. Let's make this, what, 2 pixels thickness? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. And now let's give this goatee a shape. Up there. This goes like this. And this one turns over here. Not turn, it curves. This one curves up there. This one curves inside like so. And this curves just slightly down like this. Maybe not quite like that. Ah, this is what I needed to do. Is it? Doesn't look quite right. Let's change this here. Okay, I just made it worse. Now the problem is over here. Okay, that didn't do squat. Okay, I think that's the best that I'm gonna manage without breaking everything. Now, like I said, this line here, let's cut it off. There. Now I'm gonna need a little patch right here. So the line will still seem to be a line. Let's move it over here. Give me the... There we go. Come on, I'm gonna make it match. There. Let's make it black. Let's make this one black. And there we have it. Nice. Now, let's complete this stuff. Should I actually draw this line here? What the heck. Sure. Oh, hold on. His bandana. Is that supposed to go... Wait a moment. If I have his bandana go on the same layer as his head, I'm gonna run into some troubles with this thing going on over here. Perhaps I should have the bandana be on the same layer as the body itself. Yeah. I'm gonna do it that way. So, let's draw this line here. Now this line has to be very, very thin. And preferably pointified on the ends. But this is as thin as I can make it. And that is not thin enough. That is just not thin enough. Alright, undo this. Let's start over. Let's make an anchor point here. Another one there. Another one here. Now go back up and make one there. There. And there. Make it as thin as possible. There we go. Let's bring this up a little bit now. Actually, no, let's not. Let's instead do the curves. Yep, like this. Now this goes in. Oh, I see the problem here. This one, I forgot to curve this one. Yeah, that's better. It's not done, it's not perfect, but it is better. Now this line obviously is supposed to at least allude to a neck muscle. What have I done? Oh my god, I just want to move this anchor point. There we go. The curves seem to be a little thicker than the middle over there, don't they? I think they do. Also just realized there's a corner right there. The corner is still there. Okay, that seems to be fine. What about this part over here? Let's approach this anchor point to the other one a little bit. Hopefully this will solve the issue that I'm having in regards to the thickness of this part. Also drop this down a bit. Okay, now I see a corner happening here. Let's approach these anchor points a little bit more. And bring this here a bit. Oh, that was too much. Okay, I think that is fine. Let's see, head-wise, I think it is finished. Let's now close this like so. Save. Oh, hold on. Before I save, let's group. Actually, I already saved, but whatever. Let's group this whole section. Okay, it's been grouped. And there we go. We have a head. Nice. Why isn't it undoing? There we go. Oh, but wait a second. Wait a second. His mane. This line here is actually supposed to belong to his mane, which means I should have his mane, at least this part of his mane, on the same layer as his head. I need a moment to think here, guys. I need a moment to think. If I sound close to the microphone, that is because I am actually leaning my head over the desk and holding it while covering my eyes with my hands, because I am trying to think. That is also the reason why I am speaking a little more softly, because I am so freaking close to the microphone. I don't want to sound too loud on the mic. Okay, so that line. If I draw the mane separated from his head like this, the advantage of doing it that way is that I will be able to shade his mane completely independently from the shading on his head. So I can do whatever I want with either the mane or the head without having that affect one or the other. The disadvantage is that now I will have to color that line going behind his neck. I'll have to color that one the same color as the line art of his mane, and I will have to replicate as much as I can, as best as I can make it. I'll have to replicate whatever shading I do on the mane. I'll have to replicate on that line behind his neck, and that in itself can be, well, not exactly difficult, but it can be troublesome. Certainly a little bit of a hassle to make. Alternatively, to avoid that issue, I can draw the mane, at least that part of his mane, on the same layer as his head, but the disadvantage with that is that any shading that I do on the mane will also end up on the head, on the back of his head, even and especially if it is not supposed to be there. And same thing goes for any shading that I do on the head. Stuff that I do on the head that is not supposed to be on the mane will end up going on the mane as well. And that is just not ideal. Thing is, technically it is just this part of his mane that should be visible. Well, more like this one here actually, that is visible behind his head, since his head is actually turned to the side. So this part here could actually go just fine on a layer behind the head. But I'll have the mane on the same layer. I have decided. It's not so bad. Okay, so let's begin with this line here. This goes down. Here we go. I know this line is a little bit too thick. I will change the thickness in a moment. This ends here, goes there, and should go more or less right about like this. Okay, let's drop the thickness of the mane to 2. Convert everything to curve and give it a shape. I'm not going to bother with corners like this or there right now. First, I just need the basic shape of the mane to be in place. Then I can make those corrections as necessary. There. Now for this bit here, I think I need to curve it like this. No, I was wrong. Oh, like this. Yes. Make an anchor point right here. Curve it in like that. No, not so much like that. Just a bit. Also, this anchor point could go there instead. And what about down here? Actually, let's remove this anchor point here and just curve this whole shabam over here. Why curve it like this? Because Silver's mane ends right at the base of his neck, and he has this neck bandana, and the neck bandana is wrapping around his mane, so it is compressing his mane back here, and that is why the mane is curved. So let's make an anchor point there. Do this here. Okay, now it is time to do the corrections. This here could use a little more curve, perhaps. Yep, like so. But I don't like that this is going there. That's not supposed to happen. What if I bring this all the way over here? Yeah, that works. But now I squished his mane over here. That's fine. All I gotta do is fix it. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Now, what about this part here? What if I just delete? Yeah, just deleting that anchor point solved most of the problems. Nice. What about this one over here? Let's make a new one here. And then delete this one. No, deleting that one was not a very good idea. Not without making one over here. Yes, now that's better. Yeah, that's better. Let's make one here and another one there. And delete this one. This part here seems to be fine as it is, for the most part anyway. Let's make one here. And now I can delete this one. Nope, not quite. Need another one down there. Now I can make another one here. And there we go. Now the line has corrected itself basically. By the way, guys, if I seem to be tripping over my words a little bit and stuttering a little bit, repeating some words, misspelling some words, not misspelling, I'm mispronouncing some words, that's because I am tired. Like I said, I was working on that event on Truckers MP earlier, and I had to wake up very early well, not very early, but way earlier than I am used to on Sundays. So I am also feeling a little bit sleepy. Okay, so now that I have wait, should I perhaps change the thickness of this line here? Oh, but wait. This line is also the same line that is defining his face. I can't just change the thickness of this one here. You know what, I'm just gonna leave it. Hey, welcome back, Amber. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's save. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, yes, this works. Alright, let's put it back in place, and I have finished this part of Silvertrot's body. What I will do now is export it as a PNG file, and just that. So let's delete everything except for that. Now let's export, and this goes into this folder. One's ears, others eyes. I really need to figure out the final name for this. And let's name this file Silver. Should I call it Silver Trot, or should I use just Silver? I'm just gonna say Silver here. So Silver's head line art. Resolution 500. Yes. Okay. Now let's see what that looks like. Oh, wait a moment. How small is this resolution? This seems to be such a small resolution. 1140, 738. It is really not much bigger than the sketch. Why is that so? How big is this actually? If I put this on paint, for example, it is tiny. No. I need this to be larger. Let's do the exporting again. And wait a moment. If I change the resolution, will that also change the actual size of the canvas also? What if I put 1000 here? Wait, that's 10,000 or 1000? That's 1000. Okay, did increase the size of the canvas. Very well. That is indeed what I need. Okay, that's better. So from 11 something we went to 2279 by 1473. Perfect. So for this one I'm gonna have to use a resolution of 1000 when exporting. Alright. Duly noted. Okay, now Mike, you have deleted everything. How are you gonna continue? By pressing Ctrl Z a few times. And there we go. Now, since I have finished this part of Silver's head, and hopefully I'm not gonna have to come back to this, I am going to change the outlines to gray. A lighter shade of gray, please. There we go. This way I can still draw new lines. With black I need to stretch myself. That way I can draw. Oh, I just bit way too hard on nothing. Ow. Anyway, that way I can draw new lines with the color black without getting them mistaken with the lines that I have drawn for the head. Let's begin the next part with this piece of his mane. And this should be very easy. Oh, wait a second. I will need to do some pointification here. That's fine. Let's do it like this. Let's use thickness 2, which is the same that I used for that part of the mane over there. There we go. Now curve this down. Nice. Now let's pointify that thing over there. And where do I want the first anchor point to be? Maybe here. Yeah, here should be fine. Let's bring it over to here. Now this one goes over there and all the way back down. Wait a second. Okay, this is right. I got confused. This is the line that I want. Also, I have to move this down, so my mistake. Now the problem here is, because I have made this blue line so thin, I will have to make a few changes to how I go about doing this pointification. So I have just removed the outline and I am now working with just the feeling of that triangle that I am changing shapes. Okay, let's put this here, this there. Let's bring this up a bit. And curve a little bit more. Okay, maybe not quite like this. I need to close this area here a little bit more. So let's bring the black a little closer to the edge of the blue. And do this. Yeah, this is almost what I need. Almost. Just not quite there yet. We can still see blue. Okay, now we can't. Maybe I should be able to do the cut right here. Over here, this is not quite good. Oh my god, what have I just done? Okay, bring this closer to that edge. Curve it a little bit there. It still needs to be curved just a little bit more. Okay, it doesn't seem like we have any blue poking out. So there we go, that has been pointified. Now to make that other part of the mane, and whoops, and we should be done with his mane. For now anyway. Let's begin right here. Now this line I'm gonna bring all the way down to meet the first one there. 2 pixels thickness. And give it a shape. And okay, that should work for his mane. So let's group this together and then export just his mane. Well, this part of his mane. Now I know this may seem like a waste. Like, why export just a tiny piece of this character when I could have this be the same layer or something else? And the answer for that is basically the same that I have given for other things. It makes it easier. It makes it easier for me to manage and do the shading and lighting later on Photoshop. Silvers, main, head, line art. Resolution 1000. Okay. this the same resolution? Let's see. 2279, 2279, 1473, 1473. Okay, perfect. It is the same resolution, the same size. And like before, turn this to gray. Just like that. Now let's draw the line art for his other ear and his horn. But first, I'm gonna drink some water. Let's begin his horn down here. Now up there. Curve back down here. And curve. A complete triangle. Convert to curve. Remember when I said that drawing vectors is not the most riveting thing? Well, are you entertained yet? I can't wait to be done with all of this so I can finally do the coloring and shading. Okay, so that's a good start for his horn. Let's now draw these swirls, whatever these are called. There. Here's the second one. I might have messed this one up a little bit. Let's bring this down a bit and this one up, down. Okay, I think that is correct now. Put this here. Oh, this curve was almost perfect on the first go. But then it wasn't. And the last line for the horn, and then the horn is gonna be done. Okay, there needs to be a bigger gap between this line and this line. So let's move this down a bit more, like so. And change this anchor point a bit. Put it over there. Curve this more. Actually, I should bring this one up and curve it down a bit more. Down and back. Like this. And kind of do the same to this one. And just a little bit of that on this one. Now you see, at this point, what I'm doing here is differing from the sketch. And the thing with the sketch is, it is needed mostly as a guide to what I need to do. the actual final picture will always present some differences from the sketch, because while working on the final thing, I can better see where some fixes might be needed. Some fixes are just downright improvements. So I can apply those while I work on the final thing, on making the final thing, or rather what will become the final thing. And this horn here is an example of that. Let's pull this anchor point up a bit more. Okay, and I think that looks like a spiral, right? Yeah, I think it does. Should be good enough. I'm gonna have his other ear on the same layer as this horn. Now I know I said about how things being on the same layer can cause some problems when it comes to shading. But since these two elements, the ear and the horn, are actually separated from each other, I don't really have to worry about their shading and one affecting the other in one way or another. Because if anything, I can just isolate them by selecting just either the ear or just either the horn when I am shading those. Which is not something I can so easily do with stuff like, for example, his goatee over here and his neck, or this part of the mane and the back of his head. GC Official, thank you so much for the host, and everyone, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. And thank you for joining. I hope today is being a good day to you guys. For you guys, not to you. Well, to you too also. I hope the day is treating you well. I am tired. I woke up in the morning to help with that event on Truckers MP. And all the while I was like, I chose to be here, but I wish I was in bed. When I finish this, I'm likely gonna grab something to eat real quick and then either crash in bed or take a nap. Now the problem with taking a nap is that I'll then wake up in the middle of the night, and that's just not gonna be very good. I'm doing very well, thank you. How about you? Pode pá, bro? What? I mean, I speak Portuguese, but I don't understand that. In any case, here we go. We have a horn and an ear. So let's save this and export just those two. Oh, also, you know what I could do? I could have his left legs be on the same layer as these two elements here. Alternatively, I could also have the teeth be on the same layer as those and still have the legs on a different layer completely. Or I could have all of that on the same layer. Actually, no. What I will do is have the left legs be on the same layer as the ear and the horn. Yeah. Let's do that. Now, like I said earlier, technically speaking, this and this would be the same layer, but because the tail is right here and it actually, the line art of the tail is meeting the line art that is going behind his rump here, his flank, I can actually make a division right about here, which will be hidden away by the tail. So when I have all the layers put in place in the order they are supposed to be on Photoshop, everything I should not say will, but everything should appear to be seamless. So let's do that. And that is also, by the way, one of the reasons why for the general sketch here I allowed for his leg to be showing behind the tail, like here for example. That way I can see the anatomy of everything, so I can draw everything correctly. Now, this does not need necessarily to be perfect, exactly drawn exactly the way it should be if it were visible, because some of this is going to be hidden away. So for this leg, let's just draw a line going down here and here in the general shape of the leg. The only part where I will actually worry with getting the anatomy correct and all the lines drawn properly are going to be on the parts where the leg is visible. Okay, so this can go like that. Change the thickness to 3, convert to curve, and give it its shape. Put this here. Okay, so this, for example, his hoof, this part needs to be just right. This part of his leg, however, does not, because that is going to be hidden away by his tail. I know it may not seem like this makes any sense, but believe me, it does, and you will see once I have all of this in Photoshop. Okay, now this line, I need an anchor point right here. That way I can curve this forward just a little bit like that. Okay, maybe that was a little bit too much. Now, I need to remove this corner. So, one anchor point there. There's one here already. Let's make another one here. And now I'm going to delete this, and there we go. That corner is gone for the most part. There, completely round, quite soft, quite smooth, just the way it's supposed to be. Let's do the same thing with this one. So, very sharp corner here, right? Anchor point here, anchor point there, delete this one, and now it should be just a matter of adjusting the curve, just like so. And voila! Now I know there is a corner right here, but that is not really a problem. Then again, if I make another anchor point here, I should be able to minimize that a little bit. Should I? More or less. Well, it is better than it was before, so that's something, I guess. Okay, so this line would go there, but this is hidden away by the... not quite hidden away by the tail, is it? Yeah, not quite. Let's finish giving the leg a shape. And then I will see if I actually need to do anything else with this part. Yeah, just in case, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a little patching here. Change the thickness of the line. Bring this as close to the edge of the black line as possible. And curve it. Almost. Okay, perfect. There we go. Nice. So that is one leg. Let's draw this other one here. Just like so. Oops, not hairline. Number 3, yeah. 3 pixels is the thickness that I need for this. There we go. Now, while I work on this, I am thinking here about how I'm gonna go about doing a YCH commission with this picture. I am wondering if I should be drawing these vector lines in a way that I can easily reuse them for other different characters or not. Because if I can do that, although it should give me extra labor to do, extra work to do right now, it should save me some time in the future when / if I get any of those commissions. Alternatively, if I instead just draw everything every single time I have to draw another character for the picture, although that should suit different characters a little better than reusing existing vectors, it will also be a lot more work to do than probably having things pre-prepared right now for essentially recycling. Which, when I think about it, it does sound like preparing stuff for reusing later right now should be the best choice. But the problem is, I have no idea what I actually will need to have pre-prepared here to reuse later for different characters. So, like, how would I even do it? You know, if I don't know what to do, how am I gonna do it? I can't. I am likely gonna regret this in the future, but I'm just gonna be drawing these vectors as they are necessary in accordance to this particular sketch, and if I have to redraw these any other character here later, I'm just gonna redraw the whole stuff. Okay, so now we have both of his left legs, we have his left ear, and we have his horn. All of these are gonna be in the same layer. So let's select all of them and group them together. And once grouped, I will export all of those as a PNG file so I can import that into Photoshop. So there we go, Control G to group everything, Control S to save, and there it is. Nice. Okay, Control Z to bring that back, and let's delete everything that is not necessary. So away goes the main. Now I have just this. Let's export. And let's call this Silver's left. We're just gonna call it left side. Left side line arts. I just realized I made a typo here. That I is in caps. That is really annoying me. I'm gonna fix it. There. Line art. And save. Resolution 1000. Yep. $22.79, $22.79, $22.79. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Very, very nice. Now let's bring back everything. And let's turn these black lines into gray. Just like that. And save. Always remember to save your progress. I'm gonna drink a sip of water. I think the next thing that I'm gonna do here is his teeth. And then the last thing that I should be doing is going to be his body plus the bandana that is hanging from his neck. That's going to be on the same layer as the body, plus these two remaining legs, obviously. And last but not least, his tail. Now the teeth is going to be extremely easy. Just a line going like this. Thickness, I'm gonna use number 2. Curve this outwards just a little bit. And this here, for this part, I'm gonna do a triangle of sorts. Hairline thickness. Fill with black, remove the outline. And give it a shape. Just like so. Let's bring these a little closer. Yeah, I think that is fine, right? Seems to be fine. Yeah, maybe if I curve it down over here a little bit more. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, there we go, that works. Alright, let's select this and that, group them, save, and go through that whole shabam of deleting everything except the thing that I want to export. So this is going to be called Silver's Teeth Line Art. Oops, I used 2 T's instead of 2 E's. There. That's better. Resolution 1000. Bring back everything. There we go. Save. Let's see his teeth over here. Very good. Is it the same resolution? 2279, 1473, 2279, 1473. Perfect. Every single one of these PNG files that I am exporting, which contain different parts of Silver's body. So here, his teeth, a piece of his mane, his left side plus his horn, his head. All of these parts, all of these files, they must, this is mandatory, they must be the exact same size. The canvas has to be the exact same size. And that is also one of the reasons why I have this line going all around. Even though this is completely transparent, as you can see, there is a line going around, a rectangle here. This is what I call the guideline. This ensures that not only the canvas is going to be this, always this exact same size, but also on Photoshop, when I copy every single one of these files into a single file, it ensures that whatever is contained within this box, I suppose I could call this a box, it ensures that whatever is contained inside this area is going to be locked to this exact same position. And that is important because I am drawing everything to be aligned with each other in a very specific way. And if I don't have this guideline, if I am to, for example, paste just this piece of mane over or behind this head, for example, Photoshop is going to put that thing in the very center, so very likely that piece of mane would end up in this area here instead of being here where it is supposed to go. So the guidelines, they ensure that everything goes in the exact place they are supposed to be. Otherwise things would be everywhere. I mean, everything would be in the very center, and then I would have to manually drag them around to try and put them into the correct place, and that would not work out because I would not be able to get the exact position they are supposed to be. I could get very close, but not the exact one. Okay, what next here? Should I do the body or should I do the tail first? I am nearly done with drawing the vectors for Silvertrot. I'm nearly done now. I am, however, feeling very tired, so I am very tempted to stop a little earlier. I say earlier, but I mean a little short of finishing Silver. I'm so close to finishing him though. I calculate that to draw the line arts for his body plus his bandana and his tail, I might take another 30 to 40 minutes, maybe nearly an hour, maybe nearly another hour. Well, maybe not that long, but his tail is going to take a little bit of time because I will have to do a lot of pointifications on this thing. So like over here, this is going to be one single line, and I'll have to pointify this end and this end. This here is also going to be one single line that we need to pointify over here and here. Same thing with this one to pointify this, and this one here we need to pointify this, and this one doesn't need pointification, but these ones that do, they will take time because pointifying takes time. I am imagining that I might be spending about, actually I think I will be spending about 30 minutes just on the tail, on the very least. Yeah, no. And the stream is actually approaching 3 hours now, and I did say I was planning on streaming for just about 3 hours today because of how tired I am, and I'm also hungry because I haven't eaten anything since morning. Actually, since I woke up, I only only had some coffee. I really wanted to continue though. I mean, continue today, that is. But no, I'm gonna pause it here and continue. If not, sometime during this week, if I get the time, on the next Sunday stream. But yeah, I think, guys, that progress is being made. I actually seem to have done quite a lot more than I thought I would manage to accomplish today. Yeah, we can almost see everything here as a whole thing if I do like this. If I cycle through them very quickly. That is one of the things that I like about drawing ponies. I love drawing dragons. Dragons are my favorite thing to draw. But one advantage that ponies have over drawing dragons, at least given my current skills and the way that I draw things, is that because ponies are so much smaller than dragons, and in terms of complexity of their design, they are so much simpler. Because they are so much simpler, they're also much quicker to be drawn. So draw a pony versus drawing a dragon, the pony is always gonna be faster to draw than a dragon. It's always gonna take a lot less time. Like if I were to be drawing the vector lines for Michael Braveheart, for example, that is really cute. This big green guy here, for instance, I would have spent this entire stream working probably just on his head alone, which I have done before. I mean, I drew this, the vectors for this one on a stream. It took basically the entire stream to draw just, I think, more or less about this section of his body. It was a lot of work. Hey Aratha, welcome to the stream, happy Sunday, thank you for joining. Unfortunately, however, you joined by the end of the stream. But yeah, although I love drawing dragons, ponies are a lot simpler and quicker to draw. And yeah, we can clearly see that I am making very good progress here. Let's bring Thunder Skies to the front here for a moment. Oh man, I can't wait to have this thing finished. Hopefully it's going to look very good. Far better than just a sketch. I mean, this is just a sketch after all. I have not yet decided what to do about the background though. I definitely want this to be a cave, but I don't know if I will be freehanding everything, or if I would take a screenshot and draw from Minecraft and drawing over it like I have done with that stage for that picture that I showed you guys last Sunday, or if instead I'm just gonna use the actual screenshot itself. That would be extremely cheap. Now that would be an extremely cheap thing to do. But regardless, progress is being made here. I am still very tempted to do more stuff before I end this stream though. But no, I shall resist the temptation. Because I am hungry, I am tired, and I need food. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this to... oh my god. See? I'm so tired and hungry that I can barely put the words out. What I'm trying to say is that I will halt the progress on this for now, but I will continue this soon, and you'll be able to see more stuff of this. I mean, you'll be able to see more of this, sorry, on the next Sunday. For the moment, I'm just gonna give you guys the usual end of stream reminders. So, guys, I now have a Discord server, so if you guys would like to join, you are very welcome to. However, because the server is still brand new and I am still pretty much in the phase of, hey, let's see what happens, access to it is a little bit limited. So for now, only members of the Dragon Realms art group on DeviantArt and subscribers to my Twitch channel here on Twitch, only those currently have access to the Discord server. So if you are one of those, you should be able to join the server if you haven't already. If you are one of those, and you would like to join the server, scroll down and you should find a link to both the group on DeviantArt and the Discord server right below the stream, and you are very welcome to join. In the near future I am going to open the server to the general public, but for this first moment it is going to remain a more VIP kind of thing. So yeah, you're very welcome to join. Also, I stream every week on Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays, where I play different game every week on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I draw live on Sundays just like I have seen today. The streams on Wednesday, they should start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I know it did start a little late today, but again, that was because of that event on Truckers MP. Also, I announced that I was gonna start late today, but I digress. The streams on Wednesday specifically, this is important for those of you who do not speak Portuguese, who only speak English. The streams on Wednesday, those are always in Portuguese. So if you join the stream on Wednesday and you cannot understand what I'm saying, you might be wondering, what the heck is this language Mike is saying? Mike is speaking with. That is the reason why. Wednesday streams, those are always in Portuguese. Fridays and Sundays, however, don't be afraid, don't worry. Fridays and Sunday streams, those are always in English. But regardless, even if you don't speak Portuguese and you join the stream on Wednesday, and you would like to chat with me, I am still going to respond to you. I'm still going to address you in English, so you can understand. So nobody gets left out. Everybody's welcome. But yeah, my friends, this is going to be all for today. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have enjoyed the little you saw here. I hope you were not too bored, because drawing vectors is boring. It's so time consuming. Oh, I really cannot wait until I get to the stage where I can finally color everything on Photoshop. That and shading is my favorite part. My favorite part after drawing the sketches. Actually, I think my most favorite parts of doing art, in the way I do at least, is first coloring, second shading, third drawing the sketch. Actually no, first should be coloring. No. Shading is my most favorite part. Shading, second coloring, both of these on Photoshop already. Then in third place, sketching, and last and definitely least, drawing the final line art with vectors. But yeah, my friends, thank you again for coming by. Thank you for staying if you have stayed this long. I hope you have enjoyed what you saw, and I wish you all an amazing rest of evening, an amazing week that is to come. If it isn't, it's Monday already, and if it is, even if it is, I wish you all a great week. Good night, Reptane. Everyone else, have a very good night, sleep well, and until we meet again in the next stream, God bless you all, stay safe and healthy. Until then, have a good one. Bye!
Present some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find your feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't turn up. Don't bet on taking trips because I'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let that my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite weak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mark my opinion of the just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know, to bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl, but I would not let that mar my opinion of the world. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl, but I would not let that mar my opinion of the stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment, claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just flow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on taking shifts because you've got to be more